The church guys. We're live on a podcast. A church guy sports show. Yo, welcome to the show where the faith meets the court. Church guys repping hard, yeah, we live for the sport. From the pulpit to the bleachers, the word we endorse. Dropping dimes, preaching truth, keeping God as the source. We breaking down the play, stats, facts, and the story. Sunday to game day, all for his glory. Talking hoops, talking fields, every touchdown is shot. But we never lose sight of the faith that we got is fellowship, fire. Passion in the zone, church guys sports show. Yeah, you know we at home. Turn the volume up loud, let the good vibes flow. This is more than just a game, it's the way that we grow. The church guys. We're live on the podcast. A church guy sports show. The church guys. We're live on the podcast. A church guy sports show. From the locker room talk to the pews on a Sunday, we call the plays right, kingdom business on Monday. Faith on the field, spirit driving the grind. Every headline we drop got the word intertwined. We repping every team, but the banner is Christ. Breaking huddles with the gospel, yeah, we living it right. From the Knicks to the league, every stat, every score, we gon' praise, analyze, then we give God more. So tune in, locked in, let the truth be shown. Church guy sports show, man, the vibe's full grown. It's the faith in the game and a powerful blend. From the tip off to the buzzer, we gon' ride to the end. The church guys. We're live on a podcast. A church guy sports show. The church guys.
What up? What up? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Church Guys Sports Show for today, the 3rd of February, 2026. We're here, you're there. Church Guys Sports Show. Me and Bishop L here. Hopefully, Bishop J Mac will be getting on very shortly. But post-game show tonight as the Knicks beat up on the Washington Wizards tonight by a count of 132-101. Very happy to say, for once, the Knicks didn't play with their food tonight. They controlled this game from the opening tip and dominated. Unfortunately, in the world that we live in, with this new basketball where everybody's wearing low-top sneakers, the Knicks did suffer 2 injuries tonight. Mohamed Diawara, who's been playing very well. Got to remember, this kid is a rookie. He's only 20 years old, and he reminds me a lot of OG Anunoby already, and he's even bigger than OG Anunoby. So Mohamed Diawara is going to be a problem in this league. But again, the low-top sneakers, he came down awkwardly going for a rebound, landed on a Washington Wizards player's ankle, and turned his ankle. It looked pretty bad. Not sure how long Diawara is going to be out. Also, Josh Hart looked to have a light sprain. He left, but there was no need for him to return. Knicks do have a back-to-back tomorrow night back at the Garden to take on the Denver Nuggets. But again, Knicks win by a count of 132-101. We are 2 days away from the trade deadline. And tonight, I guess with us getting down to the trade deadline, Bishop L, we saw there was a Karl Anthony Towns sighting tonight. 19 points, 14 rebounds for Cat. It seems pedestrian only because he only played 26 minutes. No starter played the fourth quarter at all. So the Knicks were dominant tonight, so he didn't have to play the fourth, but that 19 and 14 through 3 quarters showed that the Karl Anthony Towns that we've been looking for actually showed up tonight. He was aggressive, he was making his shots. Even on the defensive end, he did a pretty good job on that as well. Very encouraging. to see him doing that. OG Anunoby continues his stellar play. 19 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists as well. Best two-way player in the game right now. And the captain, Jalen Brunson, appears to now be rounding back into form. He hasn't been shooting well tonight. 7 of 16 from the floor, which is 45%. 21 points tonight with 4 assists. Mikal Bridges, 23 points tonight on 8 of 10 from the floor. 3 of 4 from downtown. 5 assists, 4 rebounds to go with that. Josh Hart only 4 points tonight, but he only took 3 shots. He had 7 rebounds and 7 assists in his limited time. Tyler Kolek continues to do what he does. Landry Shamet continues to shoot lights out. And right now, with the Knicks shooting and defending the way they are, they're back in the conversation as one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference, even with the deals that have started to be made today, which we're going to get into in a little bit. Bishop L.
Um, you guys pardon my voice. I had a long day Sunday.
That's that preacher voice he got. He was preaching at his church and then doing mixing of the oils. And if you've ever been in one of his Art of the Apothecary services, it's just not fair. So I didn't even bother him after that service on Sunday because I'm sure it was nuts. And it was at the Winners Assembly, so I know that was ugly. And yeah, I didn't. Today is the first time I've talked to L since like Saturday. So because I knew after that service Sunday, it wasn't go. Yeah, there was nothing to discuss. Absolutely.
9 a.m. in Ben Salem for Bishop Walker. 1:15 here at
Oh, I
my
didn't even
church.
know about it. And you was in business. Oh man, you should still be asleep somewhere.
I should still be asleep somewhere, but I have work to do, so I'm working right now. Um, I am very nervous about the Knicks. I don't know if I'm nervous because of the moves that have been made, or if I'm nervous based off of what I've seen. Now, granted, we did pull off. We are in a 7-game win streak, but
Two in
those
a row.
are those are not teams that are looking to be in the playoffs anytime soon. I think the only team that we should be seeing in the playoffs probably is Philly.
Yeah, Philly was a part of that
That's
group.
that's
Yep.
the one team, and that was the one game that we said, okay, this is the test, right?
Right, right.
And we passed that test.
But they're back to
And
winning the games that they're supposed to win, and that's important.
yes,
And winning them convincingly. Like
yes,
starting with Brooklyn, that 54 point blowout against Brooklyn. That's what you're supposed to do to Brooklyn. What they
that
did
is what you're
tonight to
supposed to
Washington,
do.
that's what you're supposed to do to Washington.
You're
You're supposed
supposed
to
to
put
do
those
that.
teams.
Yeah,
You're supposed to do that to these teams. So that's
yeah,
what gives me encouragement. These games have not been close.
yeah.
These games have
Um,
not been close.
I don't know. I guess before I say
Oh, and you got to put the Laker game in there because the Lakers are that's a formidable team out west in a very strong
yes,
Western Conference. So Philly and the Lakers were 2 real test games. Everybody else was food.
before I can say, oh yeah, we're back, right? I really want to see us playing against some formidable teams that could be a problem, right? I need to see us win games.
You missed his opening, Keish. He was in Ben Salem at 9 a.m. Sunday morning, back at his own church at 1:15, and then he was at the Winners Assembly or with Overseer Bohannon at 3:45. So yeah, I'm sorry, Episcopal Vicar Bohannon, Overseer Episcopal Vicar, it's the same thing, but
Same thing, right?
it's the same thing. But at 3:45, so yeah, he should. I told him he should be asleep somewhere right now.
Yeah.
That's true, Jamel. The Toronto game as well was big because Toronto is formidable. They're a surprise team, but they're formidable. So
Yeah.
I think the moves today have got you just kind of on edge a little bit. Especially that big move out west to east, where 2 days ago James Harden. There was a report that James Harden wanted out of LA, which surprised me because the Clippers have turned their season around and are really making a run at becoming a playoff team. And he is their starting point guard. So for him to want out of LA tells me that all that glitters ain't that gold out in Tinseltown right now.
You
And he
know
got his
what,
wish. He was
D'Lo?
traded to Cleveland today for Darius Garland.
You know what, D'Lo? I'm not surprised that James Harden wanted to get out of there. James Harden hasn't been stable on any team
That's
since
true. In his entire
OKC.
career. That's true. That's
I
very true.
am not
That is
surprised.
very
Like
true.
I,
He
I'm
hasn't been
not surprised.
happy anywhere. He had a good situation in
Exactly.
Philly. He wasn't happy. He had a he had a great situation in Brooklyn. He wasn't
Yeah,
happy. Like
yeah.
I don't get it.
I get it. He just wants to go wherever he wants to go, wherever he feels like he. I think he's probably running after some chick.
That was a Davey Wright statement.
Oh God, let's not even mention Davey Wright. The craziness that he put on online today. My man said, "Do homeless kids still get homework?"
I didn't even see that. I'm glad I didn't see it. I'm so glad I didn't see that. Yo, David Wright is a nut. He is an
Log off,
absolute nut.
Davey. Log off, Davey. Log off. But
Well,
I
Keisha,
mean,
what
I
lawsuit?
don't.
There's a James Harden is involved in a lawsuit. I don't know anything about that.
Oh, he on the run?
Is that it? I don't know. I don't. I've not heard anything about James Harden in a lawsuit. What's going on, Bishop Heflin? How you doing, brother?
So
Young
you know, what I
Spurs
mean,
crept
I
into
don't know what
Boston.
to
These
think.
stupid. We're going to talk about that deal in a minute, too, because I don't think that was a good deal for Boston. But we're going to talk about that in a minute. And clearly, Overseer Hendrickson agrees. Ring chasing, looking for an easy path. But Cleveland is not the place to go, though, Mel. As we lost Bishop L for a second. Hopefully we get him back. I don't know, Mel, if that's the best thing for him, though. I don't necessarily think that was the Cleveland. I mean, if anything, I would have thought he would have wanted to go to Detroit, not Cleveland. You know, Cleveland's not coming out of the East. I'm sorry, and especially with that last deal that they made, where they traded where they traded one of their shooters and Lindsey Hunter. There's not enough outside shooting to me in Cleveland. Now, of course, they got some of it back with James Harden, but your backcourt is trash defensively. Now it's going to be on Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley because everybody's going to the rim because we know Harden can't defend a light post and Spider is too small. Like
Too small.
Spiders like Jalen Brunson, they're willing defenders, but they're small guys. And Harden doesn't defend anybody. I'm sorry. He doesn't defend any that laundering. Oh yeah, the Kawhi Leonard situation with the it's not money laundering, Keisha, but it is they didn't doing anything illegal with the money, but they were saying that there was a payment that was made from the owner Steve Ballmer to Kawhi Leonard to circumvent the salary cap to get him a balloon payment for some work for a foundation, as they say. So,
You know what
but
they call that? In the mafia they call that no-show jobs.
right, right, exactly. And now that Keisha, now that I'm worried about as well. And I said that when the trade went down. I said you've got two ball dominant guards. At least Darius Garland wasn't as ball dominant as James Harden is. James Harden is going to have the ball in his hand 30 times. You know, Donald Corey Ballard is not happy, but, you know, when Donald Corey Ballard would make his statements about Jalen Brunson not being passed first, I would always retort to him like, but, dude, your point guard takes the most shots on his team, and he plays with Kawhi Leonard. So make it make sense. Your point guard takes 30 shots a game, and Kawhi Leonard is his wing. So you don't talk to me about a ball dominant point guard because James Harden is that guy. And I think that hurts Spider's shots because, as we all know, James Harden has never been a strong playoff performer. He has
Never.
never been a strong playoff performer. And I don't know that was a good move by Cleveland. I don't know that was a smart move. Overseer Hendrickson is a little upset tonight because also over in Beantown, the Boston Celtics traded away Anthony Simons, who they just got from the Portland Trailblazers this season, for Nikolai Vujicic, who is a great stretch five from the Chicago Bulls. However, Anthony Simons had been one of the big reasons of the Boston Celtics' success. He was anchoring that bench. Anthony Simons, when he came into the game, most times spelling Jaylen Brown, there was no drop-off scoring. Granted, he's not on the level of a Jason Tatum, but he was a guy who could get a bucket What does Saric do? What does Vujicic do for you? Yes, he's going to rebound. Yes, he's a stretch five, but he's going to be a starter. What did you do to your bench? Because you're not going to. One of the things that made the Celtics good is because they could play 10 a night. You can't play 10 guys a night when you're trading away pieces of your bench. Come playoff time, you're going to need those bodies.
It's going to be very interesting in the East. The playoffs is going to be very interesting in the East.
Hendrickson. Why, Lord? Why? Just why? Just why?
Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that.
He's starting
Jay,
already.
man.
He's starting already.
Don't do that, man. You know, Aaron is friends. Like, come on.
Right.
Come on, man.
Bishop Heflin, no, I don't think James Harden fits that system, especially with a coach like Quinn Snyder. I don't think he fits that system in Cleveland. I don't know that was a good deal. Jason says that was. I don't think it was a smart deal. I don't think it was a smart deal. Hey, my brother Dante, what's going on, bro? What's going on? Cavs got championship aspirations and traded for a dude who comes up short in the playoffs. Right. Exactly. Make it make sense. They traded for a dude who comes up short in the playoffs. Do they think that suddenly he's going to magically at age 36 turn into a playoff performer? You are what you are. The one thing I will always give with Tibbs, and even before that, it was a football phrase said by Bill Parcells, you are what your record says you are. That goes for as a team and even as a player. You are what your record says you are. If you are not a playoff performer and never really have been one, why do we suddenly think at age 36 you're going to suddenly become this quality playoff guy? Like, it does not make sense. Right, it doesn't. Now, I agree, Keisha, the Vujicic deal does not move the needle for Boston at all. For a team, I would have just rolled the dice with what I got. And again, for Boston, I still view this as a gap year. You don't have Jason Tatum. Everything you got, you playing with house money. You should have just rolled the dice with what you got and see how much experience you could get these young kids in the playoffs. Making a trade for Vucevic here and getting rid of Anthony Simons, who's been one of the biggest bright spots of your team this year, does not make sense for me. It's almost like, I hate to say it, it's almost like Cleveland and Boston, while it's seemingly they're trying to make moves. To me, they've conceded the East to New York and Detroit. They've conceded the East to New York and Detroit because those are not guys that are going to make that's going to make a difference.
In the words of Stephen A. Smith, Detroit scares the hell out of me.
Listen, Detroit up by 10 right now against Denver in Detroit. We have a unique opportunity where we will not be playing a rested team tomorrow night. Denver is in Detroit right now and losing. And then they've got to get on a plane and come to New York. Granted, our flight's going to be a little bit shorter back from D.C. Pastor Jamel Lewis says, when you see your coach handles aging stars who still can't play Russell Westbrook and then Chris Paul, the writing was on the wall. I wouldn't be surprised if Leonard leaves too. Listen, I've always said that Ty Lue was overrated as a coach, but that's another conversation as well. Ty Lue won because he had Kyrie, LeBron, and Kevin Love. Let's just call it what it is. Ty Lue won because he had Kyrie, LeBron, and Kevin Love. That's why he won. He won in Cleveland with that team, with those players. But Ty Lue is to me is not a championship coach. Dante said, honestly, none of these East trade. They didn't. Well, Dante, I'm gonna say this. They made sense for a futuristic standpoint because of the second apron and the hard cap that is the NBA right now. So there's a lot of these moves were made for financial relief. I gotta shout out the Memphis Grizzlies, who I didn't mention this in the chat because I had to double check it. We lost Bishop L for a minute. Hopefully he'll be back in a moment. But what we had in trading Triple J today to Utah, Memphis actually did something kind of crazy. Memphis created a $28 million trade exception, which literally means they can trade that exception as part of a package if they wanted to make a run at one Giannis Antetokounmpo. So they've given themselves a great deal of flexibility by doing that, and I think that was very, very smart by the Memphis Grizzlies to open that up. And essentially, I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't surprise me if Ja's on the move by Thursday as well. By Thursday at 3 p.m. Again, NBA trading deadline Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern. It was absolutely that. Boston is moving like Q, you mean the old Knicks front office. The Knicks front office has not made a crazy move in 6 years. So we good right now. The Cavs in Boston got older. Absolutely. They got older. They got guys who are unproven in the playoffs. They made this big deal Cleveland did for Lindsey Hunter from Atlanta a couple years ago, and they've already moved on from him. Like, what is the plan there? Yeah, Dante, that's absolutely true. That's what's got to happen. The Bulls are probably going to make some more deals because you're right, they got like 15 guards now. It don't even make sense. And we know Josh Giddey is their future. So everything's going to revolve around Josh Giddey in Chicago. So, Pastor Jamel, brilliant move by Memphis. Memphis they created $28 million in cap space. That was brilliant. Absolutely, that was a genius move. So if they decide they don't want to move on from Ja, they can still make a run at Giannis and pair him with Ja, and that may be that might be the kind of player that it can get Ja to finally turn it around and get it together. So you never know. Sam Jennings said James Harden jumps from team to team like an unhappy church member.
That's wild.
Oh, man, the jokes is flowing free tonight.
That's wild.
Memphis is cleaning house, Keisha. They absolutely are. Ja might come to Miami. It all depends on what kind of deal that they make, because Memphis seems to be working the phones in a way that we haven't seen in a while. They're looking to create space, and it's smart. It's smart moves for the future. They know they're not a contender right now, and there's no better time than the present to start the rebuild. So, I mean, why continue to hold on to assets that you no longer view as being viable for your future, who are making exorbitant amounts of money? You got to start the rebuild sometime, and it appears that they're starting to rebuild now, and it's very, very smart on their behalf. Right, Q? The old Knick front office, absolutely, old Knick front office, and this is crazy. And I agree, Jamel. Riley is not putting up with Ja. And we had this debate a few weeks ago on the show, and I said it. Heat culture and Ja Morant don't go together. Because first of all, Ja Daddy ain't gonna be able to go down to Miami and do what he do in Memphis in Miami Arena. Or I'm sorry, what is it called now? It's not even called American Airlines Arena anymore. I don't even know what the arena is called anymore. But whatever it's called now, you're on the Pat Riley court, because the court is named after Riley in that arena. You're not gonna be able to go to Miami and do what you do. His daddy not gonna be able to go down there and do that.
So we might as well call the arena Pat Riley Plaza.
You might as well. You may as well. You absolutely may as well. Keisha said, I knew the Knicks wouldn't make any moves, though. Well, we still got a day and a half. There's still a day and a half left. The deadline
I don't know
is
if I want to.
Thursday at 3 o'clock. Honestly, at this point, 7 in a row, team is rolling. Cat, hopefully, the closer we get to the deadline and he's not moved, Cat rounds back into form.
I believe that happens.
There really isn't a need. I don't think there's a need to make a move if we're gonna do that.
Yeah, like, see,
unless you can get a fringe piece, because Mike Conley Jr. may be bought out. He was traded as well. If I can get Mike Conley to a playoff tester, no disrespect to Tyler Kolek, who I absolutely love, but Mike Conley backing up Jalen Brunson in the playoffs, that's not a bad look.
Ain't a bad look. I think we get a better cat once the trade deadline is over. You got that looming over your head.
Yeah,
I don't care how professional you are. In your mind, you saying, yo, let me like I may have to move. Like that's a lot. That's almost like getting evicted.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you know like your days may be numbered, you might have to go. Like you don't know, like your life is uneasy at that point because you don't know what day they're gonna call you and say, get on the plane and go wherever you gotta go. Now you got to pack whatever you can pack. Like that's a lot, that's really, really stressful, man. And I think that as Nick fans, we might have been just a bit hard on Cat. Now he played a part in it with the whole
Absolutely.
I don't know my role thing. You know what I'm saying? But you got to remember this trade Cat for Giannis thing been happening since the off season.
Of this year. Yep. And that's
So
coming off a year where he was traded right before the start of training camp.
yeah, yeah. So
There's a
I,
PTSD that creeps into your mind.
yeah, so I'm
Absolutely.
not even gonna front on him, and that's kind of one of the things that makes me want to say, all right, you know what?
Yeah, Dante. I think the Knicks are good too.
Let's keep him here. Let's
Mel
see
says
what
the
we
Knicks
get.
don't need no. The Knicks don't need nothing.
We
I'm
don't
with you.
need nothing.
I'm with you.
You know,
We
I
need we
don't
need to we
believe
need to get healthy and continue to play the way we've been playing. Cat needs to
now.
adjust more. I saw tonight there was more of an adjustment that was being made, Keish. And again, I'm hoping that it's with the closer we get to the trade deadline being over, that he's starting to round back into form, and
Well,
being the cat that we need him to be.
I
Come
don't even think that
March
he's.
and April.
I don't. I don't even think that he's out of form. I think that he's distracted.
Yeah,
I think he's distracted, right? Like so. Here's what Melo says one time. Melo says he shoots the air ball, and while he's talking to him, he's like, "Yo, that's over. Keep going."
yeah.
And he had the frame of mind to look at Melo and be like, all right, OG, you got it. Melo said, yo, even though I spoke to him and even though he responded, it let me know his
He's
mind ain't
thinking
on the
about it.
game.
Yep, he's thinking about it.
His mind is not on the game. His
You see,
mind
Vince
is,
Carter had to pull him to the side Sunday night.
yeah, his mind ain't on the game. His mind is on, I may have to move in a minute. Like and to it's one thing to know you about the move and you know where you going. It's another thing when you don't know. Because the Giannis thing wasn't a guarantee. And even if the Giannis thing was a guarantee, you don't know if you're going to have to be a part of a three-team thing and you might have to go someplace else because Milwaukee might not want you.
That's true.
Milwaukee may be just trying to lure the Knicks into a deal to get some picks from somebody else
Somebody else.
and sending you to Toronto somewhere. Or
Right. Jamel, you're right. The Knicks have scoring, rebounding, and defense. The chemistry when they're on is almost. I agree. And you saw that the first quarter of the season through the NBA Cup. The Knicks, when they're on, are scary. And I'm not saying that as a Knicks fan, but I'm saying this as a guy who watched. They were scary the first quarter of the season. We were coming on this broadcast every week like, yo, they keep playing like this, we're winning it all. There's nothing that's going to keep the Knicks from there. They hit a wall after the NBA Cup, but I agree. If they're rounding back into form, then this is a wonderful, wonderful thing that the Knicks are walking into. A trade deadline where you really don't have to do anything. I wouldn't mind an Alvarado type player, an irritant on defense. That's not a bad idea. He's also a good ball handler. But again, at this point, it's not a necessity, which means for the first time in a long time, the Knicks don't have to overpay for anybody. Because again, remember, you know this as New York basketball fans, the Knicks have always paid this New York tax where teams feel like we got to get everything from the Knicks to release one of our players. So we end up overpaying. Listen, even down to the Mikal Bridges deal, 5 number 1 picks. Listen, Mikal has been good for us, but 5 number 1 picks was a bit steep. It's fool's gold, yes. So I understand both sides of it, but you know that's the New York price that you pay. That is the New York price that you pay, and that's the craziness that goes along with that. Keisha said if the Warriors get Giannis, they're freaking. I mean, they're not corny. They're gonna have to trade Draymond, and if you bring in Giannis, you're gonna change the entire makeup of your team because people forget, and nobody likes to talk about this, but Giannis is ball dominant as well. Giannis, for all of his Greek freak and all of those wonderful things that he is, Giannis is a ball dominant forward. He needs to start the offense at the top of the key. Giannis likes that dribble drive, much in the way that Cat does as well. So the truth of the matter is, getting Giannis is not this end-all, be-all. So, and quite honestly, Golden State would have to gut their roster in order to get Giannis, which tells me if they're making that move, they're not making that move to make a playoff run this year. If they make that move, they're not making that move to make a run this year because you're going to have to trade Draymond. You're going to have to throw in Jimmy Butler's contract. You're probably going to have to put Kuminga in that deal. You're gutting your team. And you got to remember, you've got a 36-year-old Steph Curry. He ain't getting younger.
He ain't getting younger.
He is not getting younger. And, that these are things that have to be thought about. Keisha also said they want to get Curry a ring. So that window is closed. The Curry ring window it's closed. It's closed. Curry, LeBron, and I hate to say it, even KD. Curry, and I say even with KD, only because they lost Steven Adams for the season in Houston, who is like Mitchell Robinson. He's the best offensive rebounder in the Western Conference. They lost Steven Adams. Houston's not winning this year either. As good as Ime Udoka is as a coach, Houston's not winning this year. So, honestly, LeBron, Steph, KD, it's time for them to ride off into the sunset. If we're being honest, it's time for all of them to ride off into the sunset. Y'all, they're done. Their ring windows are closed. Right now, you're just playing for checks at this point, which is nothing wrong with that. But if the idea is to try to win a ring, none of those guys are winning another ring in their current situations. None of those guys are winning rings in their current situation. There was also a report that came out that LeBron, who's in the final year of his $52 million contract with the LA Lakers, if he does intend to play beyond this year, the Lakers are going to ask him to take a massive pay cut if he wants to stay in LA. So look out for that come the offseason, because that's going to be another big thing. Bucky said, what did I miss? Knicks win tonight by 31 points. Another blowout win for the Knicks, 7 in a row. So you didn't miss much, but we got a lot of good things happening with the New York Knicks going forward.
Let me say this. LeBron is not finishing his career in LA. It will be finishing in Cleveland.
That's possible.
End of discussion. He is not he is playing his last games in LA. So if you think that he is going to finish his career in LA, it's not going to happen. Will his jersey get retired in there? Possibly. I think it should. He brought them back from the pits of hell.
Jeannie Buss is not retiring his jersey.
Whoa.
Jeannie Buss don't even like him. Jeannie Buss is not retiring that jersey.
Whoa. Well,
no.
Then.
Luka will have a better chance at the end of his career of having his Laker jersey retired than I think than Bron will have. And it's not because Bron hasn't been good. And I agree with you. He brought them back to prominence. They did win the bubble championship. But Jeannie Buss don't like LeBron. The owner don't like you. She ain't putting your jersey in the rafters. What you gonna do?
No statue in LA for LeBron.
No.
Okay. Well, so he's gonna finish his career in Cleveland.
Right, especially if they're talking right now. Listen, if you want to stay here, you're going to have to take a massive pay cut. Massive pay cut.
So
Mel said the Warriors GM is trash. He's done absolutely nothing for them. Good players, horrible GM. They haven't been good. They've not made good decisions.
Speaking of LeBron, because what are they going to do with Bronny?
Bronny's going to end up going wherever LeBron goes. That's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be.
What's going to happen to Bronny when LeBron's career is over?
They could have had, and I think that would have been a good deal. But for whatever reason, they're high on pods, and Pods is inconsistent. He's good, but he's inconsistent. And he does. They were expecting Pods to become the second coming of Klay Thompson, and he has not become that. And I think, Mel, that's part of the problem. They were expecting Pods to step into Klay's shoes, and there was only one Klay Thompson. Jamel said LeBron may go to the Warriors. Oh, Keisha said LeBron may go. Oh, Jamel did say LeBron may go to the Warriors. Keisha said to Jamel, let that go. Never. Keisha, never say never. Because you just said it yourself, Keisha. They're trying everything they can to try to get Steph Curry a ring, a final ring. Listen,
LeBron's not the answer for that.
I agree, but it doesn't mean that they won't try. It does not mean that they won't try. I'm with you. I'm with you 100%.
As a matter of fact, is the Warriors going to make the playoffs this year?
They are currently, I believe they were 9th last I checked. Let me check right now. So the Warriors, they were in play-in spot last I checked, but I'm gonna check right now. The Warriors currently sit at 8. The Warriors are currently 8th behind the Phoenix Suns at 27 and 23 right now in the Western Conference, 12 games behind the conference leading Oklahoma City Thunder, who are 39 and 11. So yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. That's what we're looking at right now. The Warriors are our play-in team right now. Right now in the West, the play-in teams are Phoenix, Golden State, the Clippers, and the Portland Trail Blazers. The Clippers may have ruined their chances to be... Well, no, because the bottom of the conference is not really all that great. Memphis, Dallas, Utah, New Orleans, Sacramento. I think we're pretty set 1 through 10 in the West. In the East, Knicks maintain that second spot behind the front-running Detroit Pistons, who are 37 and 12. Knicks at 32 and 18. The 7 through 10 spots, the play-in spots in the Eastern Conference, currently occupied by the Miami Heat, the Orlando Magic, Chicago Bulls, and the Atlanta Hawks. So that's what the play-in looks like in both conferences. Jamel said LeBron would be a Draymond that can actually score. Yeah, listen, LeBron would definitely be an upgrade from Draymond Green. I absolutely agree with that. But I don't think LeBron pushes the Golden State Warriors over the hump, and that's just where it is. Keisha told Jamel, let it go, bruh. Heck no. Keisha said the USA versus. I don't even want to discuss that. I don't even want to discuss that. That All-Star Weekend is next weekend, and I'm not excited in the least bit.
I don't even think I'm going to watch any of All-Star.
Yeah, I'm not excited in the least bit. I'm
When's
really
the
not.
Super Bowl?
Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl is this coming Sunday.
Dang. They should have put
a week later. A week later, so it could be up against the All-Star game
on the same day as the All-Star game.
Well, that's the thing to always remember. The Super Bowl is always the week before the NBA All-Star game. That's how it always is. The Super Bowl is
Roger Goodell should just pull the plug and be like
we're gonna push it back a week. But no, Super Bowl week is such a big deal. It's too much logistically to have to move stuff around, so they can't do it now. But he needs to wait till wait till the NBA puts out their schedule for next year, and then go, okay, Super Bowl Sunday is that Sunday.
That Sunday, yes. Just like you started having games on Christmas, because the NFL started having games on Christmas.
Which is not cool. I think Roger Goodell played himself with that. I think that was dirty.
I love it.
No, but the NBA, it's not fair because the NBA shuts down on Thanksgiving and they give it to football.
Can I say something?
Of course. This your show.
When the NFL did that, it made Adam Silver step it up for Christmas. He had to put the right teams on that schedule for Christmas to keep the viewers. And I think he did. I think he did. I think
Well, on Christmas you're gonna see the Knicks, you're gonna
you're
see the
going to see him,
Celtics,
right.
you're gonna see the
But you've
Lakers.
seen some really good games the last
Yeah,
couple of Christmases,
yeah,
right?
but because he put the marquee franchises, he put his best drawers on
And
Christmas Day.
and he is starting those games at like 11 o'clock in the morning,
Well, the Knicks play at noon every Christmas Day.
right?
Noon
And,
start. Christmas Day starts on the East Coast at Madison Square Garden. We know
so
that.
could you imagine the
We got to
NFL?
get back to going back to those games, but that's
Could you
another
imagine
conversation.
the Super Bowl? You know what that would do to the NBA? They would have to step their game up for All-Star Weekend.
The All-Star game versus the Super Bowl on that Sunday
Players,
night.
players might get fined for not taking the game serious in the All-Star game.
Well, I thought there were some interesting comments from Jamal Murray. I put it in our group today, and I said in our group, I think that I like the fact that players like Jamal Murray are saying, even as fans of the game, they weren't interested in watching the product as it's been the last few years because of the fact that nobody's playing. But then he started mentioning, no, we got some guys this year who are going to play. And that's what remains to be seen. I'm not looking forward to and I don't care if Keisha gets mad at me, but the reality is LeBron James did not deserve to make the team over Kawhi Leonard this year. He did not.
I agree.
He not over Kawhi Leonard. They play the same position, and if they were going to give that spot to somebody, it should have went to Kawhi. It should have gone to Kawhi. He's averaging 6 more points than LeBron. He's averaging more assists. He's averaging more rebounds. He's averaging more he has better numbers than LeBron. Why would LeBron be selected as a reserve over Kawhi Leonard? I think Adam Silver got that wrong. I really think they got that wrong.
Please,
As far as that goes.
let's not talk about Key's dad.
The dunk contest might look. Not looking forward to the dunk. I'm not looking forward to any aspect of All-Star Weekend, Keisha.
There is no dunk contest.
There
this
is a
year.
dunk contest. Yes,
They
there
brought
will be
it
a dunk
back.
contest.
I thought
Yes.
they did. I thought they deaded it.
Nope, it's happening.
Oh God, who's in it?
They just put it out. Hold on, I'll pull it back up. They put
I
it
thought
out.
they killed that.
No, they put it out today. Dunk contest participants.
What made them put it back?
Participants for the 2026 Slam Dunk Contest as part of All-Star Weekend at the Intuit Dome will feature Jalen Duren of the Detroit Pistons, Jackson Hayes of the Los Angeles Lakers, and Carter Bryant of the San Antonio Spurs. They have been announced as the dunk contest participants for this year. So that's what we're looking at. Yes, Jackson Hayes, Jalen Duren, and Carter Bryant. So they got 2 daggone near 7-footers in the dunk contest. So, I mean, I agree. I mean, Steph Curry didn't deserve it either. But if I recall correctly, Steph Curry was voted in as a starter. So there's no way you can get around that. That's fan voting for the most part. So it is what it was. And you're right. For for Kawhi if he's healthy, but he's been healthy most of this year, and he's been better than LeBron this year. LeBron did not deserve the nod over Kawhi Leonard. He just didn't. He absolutely did not. He absolutely did not. But this is where we are. Quickly around the league, before we pivot, not gonna be on too late tonight. Ted Simpson says, listen, I understand, Teddy. I understand. I understand, bro. I totally understand. Quickly around the NBA scoreboard again. In our game tonight, New York Knicks beat the Washington Wizards 132-101. Detroit Pistons beat the Nuggets by 3, 124-121. Detroit wins their 37th game of the season. The Utah Jazz beat the Indiana Pacers 131-122. LA Lakers beat the Brooklyn Nets 125-109. Atlanta Hawks over the Miami Heat 127-115. Phoenix and and Portland will be starting at 11 o'clock. That's that NBA coast-to-coast thing on NBC. Celtics lead the Mavericks by 13 as they play with 5:44 to go in the fourth. Bucks beat the Bulls. They're going to beat the Bulls tonight with 31 seconds to go. They lead 131 to 112. Thunder lead the Magic 117 to 83 with 5:49 to go in the fourth. And Warriors and Sixers are just underway in the Bay. Sixers lead 9-6 very early on in that one. So the standings will essentially remain the same. New York and Boston in a virtual tie. Knicks own the tiebreaker right now over the Boston Celtics, which puts them firmly in the second seed. New York's real test will be over the next 3 games. The 7-game winning streak will be put to the test starting tomorrow. Second game of back-to-back, taking on the Denver Nuggets at Madison Square Garden. Then on Friday night, they head back out to the Motor City, to Detroit, to take on the Detroit Pistons in I'm going to call it now a revenge game for the last time that they were playing each other. The Knicks were in their funk and got beat by 30. That does not happen again. I'm just going to go out and say that. That does not happen again. So the Knicks will be in Detroit on Friday. And then on Sunday, they will be in Beantown to take on the new-look Boston Celtics. So the next 5-6 days, the Knicks will have 3 very formidable opponents that they will take care of. Can the Knicks get to a 10-game winning streak? Who knows? We'll see. But right now, Mike Brown's team is looking really strong as they have won 7 in a row. Again, beating the teams they're supposed to be beating and really showing the NBA that they're not going quietly into the night. And this is a team that is going to be around going into the postseason coming up. As we get down to it. Interesting that the Detroit Pistons also did make a deal today as well, shockingly to me, trading Jaden Ivey. I did not see that coming. Now, for me, I understand why they made the deal, but they brought in a player who, in my opinion, doesn't match the toughness and tenacity of the Detroit Pistons and what they've become identity-wise. Is he a great shooter? Yes. But even with Beasley last year, Malik Beasley, and even with Dennis Schroeder, these guys were scorers, but there was a toughness to them. I don't know that this Detroit deal that they made, yes, it does add some more outside shooting, which I said that they were going to need absolutely in the playoffs because, Cade Cunningham can't be a one-man band in the playoffs. That's not going to work. But I don't know that he matches the toughness. And, again, you got the Thompson boy who is a great defender but not a great scorer. He can't really get a jump shot off. He can't get his own shot. Jalen Duren is a quality big, but I believe that he can be neutralized by, say, a Mitchell Robinson. So it's going to be interesting to see as we go ahead and get ready and get into the nitty-gritty. Yeah, Keisha, we're all looking forward to Friday night. Knicks and Pistons from Detroit on Friday Night Knicks. We will definitely be checking that out on this Friday night. As it's going to be, I'm sure Elle will be preaching somewhere, but the rest of us,
yes, I will.
we know. But the rest of us will be checking out Friday Night Knicks to see the Pistons and the Knicks in round 2 of their heavyweight bout for supremacy in the Eastern Conference. Because I mean, I hate to say it, it really does come down to those 2 teams. And again, this is not taking away anything from anybody else. I just don't think that there's anybody in the East, especially with some of the moves that have been made, that are going to see the Knicks or the Pistons when we get down to it, moving into March and April. It's a 2-horse race. It really is a 2-horse race. Boston has hung around as long as they could, but I think it's a 2-horse race at this point. What's up, Chris? What's going on, cuz? And that's where we are in terms of basketball. Shifting gears very quickly before we get out of here to the world of World Wrestling Entertainment. The WWE last night saw Monday Night Raw from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The first show post the Royal Rumble, which was a mixed show. The Royal Rumble was. It was a mixed show. The Women's
Mhm.
Royal Rumble was fantastic. AJ
Mhm.
Styles being beaten by Gunther was anticlimactic. I honestly didn't expect AJ to go out this early in the year when he did announce that this would be his final year in wrestling. But it could be a thing because he didn't leave his gloves in the ring. He may have just brought it into his WWE time. There is a rumor that he may go back to TNA because he was the king of TNA. He may go back to TNA and finish his career there, which would not surprise me. Which would not surprise me. And I think the king of TNA should go out in TNA. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So if that's what AJ chooses to do, I support it 100%. As far as that goes, they've really built Gunther into this monster legend, the new legend killer, the career killer they're calling him. But
I'm starting to like it.
but we knew that's where they were going. He's retired. He's now retired. Goldberg, Cena, and AJ Styles, 3 legends in the last year. Yeah, I agree, Ted. I think AJ wants to retire in TNA. And the men's Rumble, it wasn't trash, but it wasn't great. The women's Rumble was great. Lash Legend was phenomenal. Lash Legend was freaking phenomenal in the Women's Rumble.
Yeah.
Sol Ruka was freaking phenomenal in the Women's Rumble. Kiana James was freaking phenomenal in the Women's Rumble. The Women's Rumble was excellent.
Rumble was right. The Women's Rumble was right. And let me say this to all of you who watch our show, who start logging
What's up,
off.
George?
Y'all start logging off when we start talking about wrestling.
Uh-oh.
Let me say this. It's about the storylines.
Absolutely.
It's
It's
about the storylines. And I had to tell my wife today. I said, you know what? I think somebody like you would start to enjoy wrestling if you started watching Unreal.
I
If you
understand the why. I get it.
you'll understand the why, and you'll begin and you will see at Unreal that they're no longer trying to convince you that it is real.
Yeah, that's why Paul Heyman says he hates. Paul Heyman was like, I hate this show. I don't want to do this. Basically, he's like, Triple H is making me do Unreal because I believe in protecting the business.
But now-
Undertaker's on record. He's like, I hate Unreal. He was like, I understand why we do it, but I hate it because these guys, they old school wrestling dudes. They are old school. They want to protect kayfabe at all costs. They want to protect kayfabe.
But you also got to realize that there is an element of realness that is in wrestling.
I mean, these people are getting hit for real.
They get hit for real. They get hurt for real. Like they get hurt for real.
And the choreography is such as if you don't do it right, you can maim somebody.
You can
We've
kill-
seen as D'Lo Brown and Darren Drozdov.
yeah.
D'Lo Brown dropped Darren Drozdov on his head and paralyzed that man. Accident in the ring.
Yeah, man. So
That's
I think-
real.
I think the rest. Okay, so the Royal Rumble was the men's Royal Rumble was. I really didn't enjoy it. Once you knew that Roman Reigns had like number 29.
Right. When his music hit it, I'm like, Roman's winning. You knew.
Roman's winning.
You knew Roman's winning. Okay.
Roman's winning.
Because
And then-
the days of
Wait.
Roman being in there for an hour are over.
Over, right? and then I knew he was definitely winning when Gunther came out.
Now that was my only. Now honestly, El, that was my only issue because after he beat AJ, to me that spot should have went to somebody else. Gunther didn't need to be in the Rumble because if you're building him up as this career killer, this is
Yeah.
not the time to put him in a position. Even though we knew he wasn't going to win it, but the whole point of the Rumble is to win that main event spot at WrestleMania. Gunther is not in the main event title picture right now. So there really wasn't a need, at least from my estimation, to have Gunther in the Rumble when there are so many other people that you could have used. And I mean, if anything, put Finn Balor there. Finn wanted to be in the Rumble. You should let Finn be in the Rumble.
Finn would have been right.
Especially since Finn has a program right now with CM Punk. Put Finn in the Rumble. And give us that ending where the final two are Roman and Finn, so at least there's a little bit of suspense because everybody knows, like you said, it's storylines. Everybody knows, yeah, Roman is Roman, but we do know that Finn and Punk have this thing, so we don't know who's going to get tossed. And just let them fight it out, and then there's a real pop at the end, depending upon, even if Roman wins, because Finn actually is in a program with Punk right now. So you gave the audience a little suspense to see, are they going to go with Finn in the main event at Mania? Because people forget, how quickly we forget, the very first ever Universal Champion was Finn Balor. He only relinquished it because of a shoulder injury. And he's never gotten a run since. So, I mean, that was my only issue. Gunther did not belong in the Rumble. Well, Ted, you know TKO's not going to do that because TKO CEO, as we all know, is on record saying that the Vince McMahon price model is over. Vince price for families. And TKO is about maximizing profit. That's just where we are. And I agree. Yeah, I said this in our group, and El will attest to it. I don't care what PLE you take overseas. There are 8 PLEs you can take overseas. You don't take any of the big 4 out of the United States. You don't. Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series should never be outside of the United States.
Man, next year, that WrestleMania,
it's going to be trash.
Out there in Jerusalem.
You're going to have 2 nights of trash because Saudi Arabia is a nostalgia act country. They want to see Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff against Hulk Hogan. That's what they want to see.
WrestleMania is going to be on Calvary. And it's going to die. Right? And it's not going to be resurrected.
And you saw that. The loudest pop of the night was for the Bella Twins.
Wasn't that something?
The Bella really? And no disrespect to Brie and her sister, but the Bella Twins got the loud, and it hit me again. I'm like, nostalgia act. That's what they're into.
Well, I think
because they're just getting to a point in that country where they're watching the old WWE, like what L had to catch up over the last year and a half, watching all the WWE Network. That's what they're doing in Saudi Arabia because for years they weren't allowed to watch these things.
Did they take my WWE off of Peacock though?
Yeah, they moved it to Netflix.
So
they moved the library. Yep.
Because I still got some catching up to do.
Yeah, they moved the library. Yeah, they moved the library. Yep. So they're catching up in Saudi right now. So they want to see the Undertaker. This is why when Vince was still there, when they started doing the Saudi shows, you had Undertaker and had the DX versus the Brothers of Destruction, Kane and Undertaker. You got 2 50-year-old guys against 2 55-year-old guys. And that match was terrible. It was awful.
Niggas going in the corner getting oxygen tanks.
You're right. And that's just it. And Q, you said it perfectly. This past Royal Rumble this week, it sold more ways than one. It sold from the standpoint of, yes, our slang, which says it was lackluster, but here is the deal. It was a paid show, which is why They were in a 25. They took the Royal Rumble, which is only in stadiums in the United States, to a 25,000 seat stadium in Saudi. You know why? Because it was already paid for.
They built the stadium in 10 days.
They really did. They really did. Listen, the technology over there and the work ethic is second to none. I didn't like the lighting, the fact that they had those reflecting lights on every seat, because in the beginning it gave the illusion that the place was empty. And I actually had somebody text me like, yo, why that place look empty? In fact, it was Dre Rumble. Dre texted me like, yo, is nobody at the Rumble? Because beyond the lower bowl, you couldn't see anything because of those lights. I was like, nah, Dre, I think that's the lights. And he was like, oh, okay, I see now. And they finally turned the lights off so we could see that those were people in those seats. But that lighting was terrible. Ted says the business should be protected. I get it, but Ted, we in 2026, bro. We are in the information age where everybody the age of the influencer is also the age of information. People want the behind the scenes. This is why reality TV is as big as it is. And WWE is capitalizing on that as well. Because we're in the age where everybody wants to know. So people are not going to, people like us who are wrestling purists, we still enjoy kayfabe. And I still have the ability to suspend reality so I can watch the show and enjoy it, even though I know what's going on behind the scenes. But when it get and we're gonna get into it in a second, because we gotta talk about last night's main event promo, which was fantastic. Q says, shoot, The Rock versus Mick Foley and I Quit match. Listen, he beat the tar nation out of Mick in that I Quit match, to the point to where Mick felt like he was a bad father because he had his kids in the first row watching The Rock hit him over and over and over in the head with a chair. And yes, as a result of that match, they didn't speak for a long time because of that. There was almost no Rock and Sock connection because of that. Part of the program is leaving Finn out of the Rumble. We're about to get the Demon back. The Demon only makes sense to me, George, if they're going to turn Finn face. And right now I don't see that. Because as much as the character is called the Demon Finn Balor is a babyface. Demon Finn is a babyface. So, we'll see with that. Ted says they gave a lot of guys a hard time out there because of religion. Finn, Aleister Black, and asked a few. That's true. That is very true. That is part of the issue, which is why Aleister Black was backstage, and they originally were going to bring him back, and then they changed their minds at the last minute and took him off the show. That's part of the issue with going to Saudi Arabia, because you got to. Yeah, you did. Javon Evans is a star. Javon Evans is an absolute star. Oba is a freaking I got to talk about last night. What Oba did last night to the Viking Raiders by himself. Did you see that, L? Oba went out there and destroyed the Viking, Eric and Ivar, by himself. He made them look like the Brooklyn Brawler and Barry Horowitz.
Yo, his ring entrance is just like...
Oh, man. The swag is crazy on that big Nigerian. The swag is crazy on that big... And what that moment in the Rumble, and a lot of people didn't catch it, but that moment in the Rumble where it was Oba, Trick, and Javon standing tall, I said, this is the future of this company, and Triple H better not screw this up because they're black men. We got that, because to me that was if you do it right, and I'm sure you're gonna agree with this, L. If you build on that moment right, that's a foreshadowing of the future of WWE. The three of them standing tall after clearing that ring. The three, Oba, Javon, and Trick.
The Trick.
And not for nothing, he wasn't in the ring, but throw Mello in there too.
Well, let me just help you right now.
You want to get real scary? Make the four of them a faction.
The Blaction.
faction.
Listen, if I'm one of the writers, that faction's name would be the Blackout.
Okay. I'm not mad at it.
That faction's name would be the Blackout, yo. And I would have them running through that doggone. I'd have them running through that company in such a way.
TKO is on the Epstein file. I didn't see that. Oh my goodness.
Oh Lord.
Somebody from TKO is on the Epstein files?
Listen,
Uh-oh.
Ted's talking from another perspective. He's got information we don't have.
Right. Listen, Ted, we're entrenched in that life, but Ted is firmly entrenched in that life. So
He gets checks from that life.
I'm going to defer to Ted on that one. I'm going to defer. Listen, it was cool to see Bree back, Q. But again, the biggest pop of the night were Nikki and Brie Bella. That's crazy to me. That is absolutely crazy to me. They gave Alex the Black, Finn, and others a hard time because of religion. Yep, that's true. Where are we? It was. It was. The Joe Hendry era started in NXT. Listen, it's time. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Say his name and he appears.
He appears.
Agreed, Q. Finn has to go babyface in order to bring the demon back. I absolutely agree with that. 100%.
I think he's leaving Judgment Day eventually because that thing is starting to look really.
It's shaky.
It's real shaky. It's not as strong as what it was about a year ago. It's real shaky.
The Judgment Day is about when Dominic returns. It's gonna be Dominic and the girls. Quite honestly, it's gonna be Dominic and the girls. Because honestly, the girls are carrying Judgment Day right now.
Carrying it.
They're carrying Judgment Day.
Where's he at?
Dom's injured.
And
Dom's
he
injured,
still has the belt? No, right?
He actually still has the U.S. title. Yep.
No,
I'm not the U.S. title. The Intercontinental title. Sorry, he has the Intercontinental title.
They didn't make him vacate it?
Nope. Just wrote him off of TV for a little while. Yep, Q. Obo was straight beast mode. He made Eric and Ivar look like Barry Horowitz and the Brooklyn Brawler.
I love it.
He really did. That was ugly. Q said the black shin. Yes. Listen, I'm with it. George said the black shin is crazy.
The black shit. I'm telling you. And I'd had him in Tim's. Yep.
Now I don't want to mess with Oba's look though. I like Oba's look because he literally looks like a Nigerian warrior, man. Like dude look like he's straight out of Wakanda. Like real talk. Oba looked like he's straight out of Wakanda. I wouldn't mess with Oba's look at all.
Yeah.
Judgment Day is done. Caesar planted at the Rumble. Demon back. I hope so. Bishop Eflin said he was on last night. He was. Dom did show up on Raw last night, so he's on his way back. So speaking of Raw last night, as we prepare to close our show for tonight, we have got to talk about the main. Cody, what's Cody doing?
Hold on. Here we go.
Oba!
Africa, baby! Africa, baby!
That big Nigerian. Oba Femi.
Yo!
Has arrived. The NXT champion, Oba Femi, who defeated Ricky Saints this past Saturday at NXT Deadline to reclaim the gold, and now marches into the biggest match of his career tomorrow night against the undisputed champion.
That ring entrance is legendary, yo.
The swag is crazy. Oba got the swag of a million dudes. But last night we saw the Roman Reigns winner of the Rumble, came to Monday Night Raw to make his choice on who he would face in the main event for which title at WrestleMania.
J Mac doesn't like. I don't think J Mac likes.
He doesn't care for
He doesn't
Roman.
care for
He does not
Roman.
care for Roman.
I personally believe, and while I know Roman Reigns' promo and microphone work is not that great, I thought he did a great job last night,
He was fantastic last
bringing
night.
the intensity to the situation. Right? CM Punk is going to be CM Punk. He's going to be the one that is interacting with the crowd, hype, on 50, whatever. Roman is coming to the ring, acknowledge me, and feel me. Feel my intensity. Feel my intensity. You know what I'm saying? Like and CM saying, and everything CM was saying was legit. Like his mic work last night was incredible as well. CM Punk was on 1,000 last night, but especially when he was, he was riding that part-timer thing. He was riding that thing, right? But Roman was able to say, you took a 10-year break from here. He said, so while you going here and going there and going there and going here, Roman preached last night. He sure did.
Did not our hearts
He
burn?
said, I would be trying to make up time too if I took a 10-year
If I took a 10-year vacation.
from here. I took a 10-year vacation from here, dog.
For me, it was all the callbacks. Like, this is long-term storytelling.
Yeah.
Because you have to go all the way back to the beginning of how Vince created the Shield for CM Punk, and how Punk wanted Rollins, he wanted Ambrose, but he did not want Reigns. And then on his way out the door, he went on Colt Cabana's podcast, which was referenced last night, his best friend, and basically talked about it, and as in Roman's words, made his job harder. He trashed Roman Reigns in that podcast. And Roman brought all of that back last night.
And I think it was genius. And I think they're putting the belt back on Roman.
Yes, Teddy, we know the era of Joe Hendry has begun in NXT.
I hate Joe Hendry.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
I hate that.
Say his name and he appears.
It drives me crazy.
But stop doing that. Yo, go ahead. All right. No more Joe Hendry. No more Joe Hendry. Back to what you were saying about the callback.
I think Roman Reigns did an excellent job last night.
He did. He absolutely did.
And that ending.
The mic drop at the end.
That ending was something when he said, I could pick you because you're the greatest. I could pick you because you're a superstar right now. But
I could pick you because you're on the best show.
I could choose you because you're on the best show. But I choose you because I
hate you.
And I always hated you. And WrestleMania is going to be the best night of my life. Roman is coming to do work. He's coming to do work. He said, you talking to me about Drew McIntyre? Last I checked, he had you in here crying over a bracelet.
He said, in fact, I think it's that one right there.
He said, you were running around here crying over a little plastic bracelet. As a matter of fact, I think it's that little bracelet right there.
Yo, Roman, I love J Mac, but I gotta disagree with him on this.
I disagree with Jay, but Jay doesn't like Roman Reigns.
Jay don't like Roman because Jay feels like Roman has been a part-timer for so long that he can't be taken seriously.
Yeah.
And I mean, I understand J Mac's logic from the standpoint of, yeah, the bracelet line, George, was it. But
Yo, he was like,
but I understand.
He was crying. He was crying over.
So he had you crying over a bracelet.
No, not a bracelet. A plastic bracelet.
Plastic bracelet. A plastic bracelet.
As a matter of fact.
Yes, a plastic.
As a matter of fact, I think it's that
bracelet.
Like Yo.
But J Mac doesn't like the part-time
I
aspect.
was just hoping. I was praying and hoping to God that Roman Reigns didn't say something crazy about his dead dog, because that would
have been it. They would have fought for real. They would have fought for real at that point.
That would have shut the show down.
They would have fought for real at that point. But
I can see Roman Reigns saying, "I'm gonna put you where your dog,
where your dog is."
That arena would have went off. I couldn't.
But it was crazy. But even with the arena, like Punk tried to get the crowd back on his side. Like when he said, "Yo, you better watch what you got to say about my family, because my family made it possible for you to even have a company to come back to." And Punk is all like, "Oh, you think Philly believes that?" Philly went, "Yeah." Philly went, "We love you, Punk, but that's the tribal chief. There wouldn't be no WWE."
No,
While you were still over in that other company, this man and his family was carrying this company.
Which is why he can be a part-timer. Which is why
that
he can be a part-timer.
And J Mac has to remember, he's a part-timer for two reasons. Number one, the man battled leukemia twice.
Come on, man.
So he can't be expected to work 250 dates a year, because he got a cancer that could return at any time.
Right.
He can't put his body through that.
Right.
And then the second part is, listen, his cousin is the biggest grossing movie star in Hollywood history. A guy named Dwayne Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
He had aspirations of following in his cousin. And listen, say whatever you want. Roman has the look for Hollywood.
He does.
If there's anybody who could follow Dwayne over into that world, it was Roman. And Vince was encouraging it. Because, again, like with Dwayne, a wrestler goes into mainstream, the more money the E is going to make on the back end. So to me, I'm like, J Mac, you can't be mad at the man doing, number one, what the boss wanted, and number two, the guy had cancer twice. What you want him to do? The dude was getting, the first two times he was getting leukemia treatments. You wanted him to have leukemia treatments and still be working 300 days a year? Come on, that's not fair. That's not fair. But it never stopped him from being the biggest draw. He persevered through the big dog era, which was Vince's mistake, trying to force him down our throats as a babyface. Roman as a tweener and as a heel but funny thing is, it's the same thing that happened with his cousin. Vince tried to force him down. He tried to force Rocky Maivia down our throats as a babyface. The fans rejected it. Right. He got hurt, came back, and said, whoa. Turn me heel and give me a mic. Roman got leukemia. When he came back, he said, turn me heel and give me Heyman. The rest is history. Sometimes you just need the right set of circumstances.
Yeah.
And he has not fumbled the ball. Roman, the one thing I will say, Roman may be a part-timer, but he delivers whenever he shows up.
Whenever he shows up, and that crowd still loses their mind.
Acknowledge him. Acknowledge him.
Dude, I was in the house last night at the dining room table going like this.
Acknowledge him.
Do it like this. Artel doesn't even watch wrestling. She was like,
That's the charisma.
Kazi-
Roman absolutely
was there.
cooked last night.
Kazi was at the house last night, and even she was like this.
Roman cooked last night. Roman straight cooked last night. Punk
No
cooked
lie.
Listen, taking nothing away from Punk cooked last night. They both cooked last. They sold me on that main event, and we still got 12 weeks to go before Mania. You saw I put in the chat. I said we can have that match tomorrow. Let's go.
When it started, those of you that are watching right now, when it started, at first I was like, Punk and Roman Reigns, and then that monologue happened, that dialogue happened, and everybody in our chat was saying, this is the money match. That's the money match. That's going to be the match that takes you. You know what? You want to save WrestleMania? That should have been the match that was in Saudi Arabia next year.
Right. But no, night 2 in Vegas is going. That's going to be. But when I tell you right now, the ticket sales for night 2 got to be going through the roof right now, because that everybody knows that's night 2's main event.
Oh yeah.
Nobody. I hate to say it, but nobody cares what they do with Drew McIntyre on night 1. Drew, Cody, and Jacob Fatu, if they decide to do triple threat, that might be cool. But night 2 main event between Punk and Roman is the money.
And y'all mark my words. Dwayne is coming. Dwayne is somewhere.
You think Dwayne's lurking?
Dwayne is lurking. Dwayne is lurking. Y'all hear me clearly. Dwayne is lurking.
Could be.
Watch what I say. If you don't see no movies, know this. Dwayne is lurking. That final boss story is not finished.
But my thing is, I only want to see Dwayne if he's going to carry it all the way through this time. Wherever it's got to go, I only want to see Dwayne if they're going to carry it all the way through.
It was very difficult to carry through the whole John Cena thing because that John Cena heel thing, that it just wasn't going to work.
It could have worked if Dwayne was involved and if Dwayne had saw it all the way through. Because the whole soul thing would have been huge. And quite honestly, I think it might have set up Dwayne versus Cena as his final opponent.
Yeah, but what happened was I think Dwayne was starting to think, this is corny. John, I think Dwayne started looking at it from a fan point of view too and was like, John Cena was not a great heel. He wasn't a great heel, which is why he had to go back to face quickly. He was not a great heel. Anybody?
The whole ruin wrestling thing didn't really resonate, and but that's why I think Dwayne being involved and them going with the whole selling your soul bit might have been better received. I don't think the heel turn was something John could have pulled off by himself. I think he would have needed the help of a super heel like the final boss in order to make that work.
Yeah, but the problem with that is like this is your swan song. This is it. This is over, right? And you don't want this guy going out to booze.
Well, Cena was. I never thought Cena was going to actually leave as a heel, but I thought we were going to get a better heel turn than what we got.
Right.
I never thought Cena was going out as a
That
heel
heel
because I
turn,
agree with you wholeheartedly. There's no way Cena leaves the business as a heel.
that heel turn lasted what, 3 months?
If that was it even that long, Mania was in April, and he had turned by SummerSlam. So yeah, May, June, July, 3 months. Yeah, three and a
Yeah.
half months. So
Yeah.
that would be it.
I think Dwayne is lurking. And let me say this. I wouldn't be surprised if Dwayne has to have a run-in with Gunther. I wouldn't be surprised if Dwayne's career ends at Gunther.
His
At
in-ring career.
Yep. I wouldn't
Listen,
be
if Gunther ends Dwayne's in-ring career, he becomes the biggest heel in the history of wrestling.
and I think that's what they're aiming for.
He Gunther at that point becomes the big. He becomes bigger than Brock ever was. He
Yeah.
becomes
I
bigger
believe
than the
that's-
OTC at his height. He becomes
And
the biggest heel in wrestling. He becomes
and
bigger
I-
than Andre was when
Yeah.
Andre was alive. He becomes the biggest heel in professional wrestling history
And I
if
think
he ends
that's
Dwayne's
what
in-ring career.
I think that's what they're going for. That Soviet Union feel that they have with him right now is hateful. It's
Yeah,
hateful.
it's very iron. It does have very much Nikolai Volkov, you know.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. It has Drago written all over it. When you saw
Ivan
Drago,
Drago.
when you saw Drago in Rocky, what was that? 4, 3?
Rocky 4.
When you saw Drago
If
in
he
Rocky
dies, he
4,
dies.
if he dies, he dies. Like what?
Like, what
Dude.
kind of psychopath are you?
I mean, and the way he's come, that whole
Man
thing
walked
is
up to Rocky before that match and said, "I must break you."
that whole thing is
what?
hateful. I love that entire cat, and I was not big on Gunther, but I just love the way that they're healing him, yo. I love the way that they're rocking him, making him this career-ending situation, right? Because once it's Dwayne, your man's Gunther, he actually I can see them making that match a career-ending match and a name-taking match and making Gunther the final boss. I just wrote this story for y'all. Get Triple H on the line. Get him on the line.
Gonna have L. They got new episodes of Unreal coming for the summertime. L gonna be on Unreal.
Get him on the line. If you want to build up this final boss, because when you think of final boss, it's the thing on a video game that most people
That's
can't
correct.
beat.
That's correct.
Most
And that's why the final boss gimmick was so brilliant,
yeah,
because everybody's mind went to that immediately.
yeah. So now you bring Dwayne back, let him have a little run, and then he got to fight Gunther, and Gunther's ending that in-ring career. I love it, and I'm a big Rock fan, but I love it.
Well, we will see what happens over the coming months. The road to WrestleMania is now open,
But
and we are
Dwayne's
on the
lurking.
road to WrestleMania. We know the main event of night 2 already. The rest of the card will be rounded out. Elimination Chamber will be at the end of this month in Chicago, Illinois, which will be fantastic, I'm sure. You're probably going to get Punk and Balor for the World Championship there. And it'll be interesting to see if Cody Rhodes or Jacob Fatu can win the Elimination Chamber in order to be able to take on. Hey, my niece, Bree, what's going on?
What's cracking, kid?
We will see if they will be able to, which of them will be able to take on the Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania in the main event of night 1. Because as we all know, whoever wins the Rumble makes their choice, and then whoever wins the Elimination Chamber gets the other main event slot. So that'll be interesting to see who walks out of the elimination. They haven't announced it yet. They usually have a tournament to determine the Elimination Chamber spots, or at least a couple of them. So I'm sure over the next couple of weeks, probably starting with SmackDown on Friday, we'll start to see that Elimination Chamber tournament start to take shape, so we can find out who will be going into the Elimination Chamber to determine Drew McIntyre's opponent at WrestleMania 42, which will emanate 2 nights again from Las Vegas, Nevada, from the Allegiant Stadium on the west end of the Strip. Big, beautiful stadium out there. It's going to be rocking. Vegas will be lit, as I'm sure it would. Even if you're not able to get in the arena because the ticket prices are ridiculous, I encourage you, if you have not been to Vegas, go to Vegas just for the ambiance. Go to Vegas just to be in that atmosphere. It's going to be electric. Vegas is electric in the middle of the summer, period. So when you have big multiple day, multiple night events like I've had the pleasure of being there, not for WrestleMania, but I've been there during the NBA Summer League week, and it's nuts, and it's fun. It's a lot of Vegas is fun. So I'm looking forward, hopefully, to get back there during Summer League this summer. But just go for WrestleMania week and enjoy yourself.
I'm going to the joint college this year. I can't spend too much money. Because I would trade in that joint college for the summer.
Go to Vegas. Go to Mania. But Mania is going to be crazy. I just need to get back to Vegas. I just need to get back to Vegas.
It's so nice.
But I'm going out of the country for my 50th birthday this year, so I got to save money for that.
Where you going?
I don't know yet. I'm trying to decide. The wife wants to go to Jamaica. I want to go back to Mexico. So I got to figure it out. I got to decide which one.
My church is planning a trip for the whole church out the country. And my daughter, Kayla, is the one planning it.
Should have known.
I don't know where we're going to end up.
Taking the whole church out the country? Lord have mercy.
Everybody with a passport.
Listen, hey, go enjoy it.
I announced it on Sunday. I said, we're going someplace where I'm not preaching.
There you go.
And Kayla and Trustee Kadada, which is my niece, I said, they are planning the trip. So get your coins ready.
I like Mexico, and I'm going to tell you why, because the U.S. dollar goes longer in Mexico.
I hear that.
I've been there before. That's why I want to go back.
U.S. dollar goes a little ways in Rome.
It goes a little ways in the Caribbean as well. But the U.S. dollar is long in Mexico. Like the last time I went to Mexico, which was 2019. Mm-hmm. It was before COVID, so it was either 2018 or 2019. Last time I went to Mexico, like I was giving out $5 tips on the resort, and they was treating me like a king for $5.
Yo, we should do a guys trip somewhere, man.
I'm with it. You ain't said a word. I'm with it.
Vegas.
I'm with it. I am with it. Because the thing I love about Vegas is one of those places where we can fly in. We ain't got to rent no cars. We ain't got to do nothing crazy. You can walk the strip.
That walk up the strip, yo, like.
First of all, you're going to get all your steps in. You're going to get all your steps in.
I do every time.
You go get all I average about 15,000 steps a day when I go to Vegas. I average about 15,000 steps a day.
Through the casinos. If you get to the strip, just walk through the casinos. One casino to the next.
Right. You ain't even gotta go out in the heat. You stay right in that air conditioning and walk through the casinos, through the mall, the what's it called? The Miracle Mile. Walk through the Miracle Mile, cut through Planet Hollywood, come out on the other side of the Flamingo.
Yep.
Cut through the Flamingo, and then keep going. past the Gordon Ramsay restaurant and just straight down.
It's the greatest. It's the greatest, man. It's the greatest.
It absolutely is. It absolutely
Vegas,
is. I'm
Vegas
with
meet
it. Me,
any day.
you, J Mac, let's go.
Vegas
I'm
meet
here for it.
any day, yo. Any day.
Listen, that's why I told the Lord I don't want to be famous, but I do want to be rich, so I can be a blessing to ministry, and so I can go to Vegas whenever I feel like it. those are the only two things I want. I want to be able to bless the ministry and go to Vegas whenever I feel like it. I want to be able to go, yo, bro, we going to Vegas this weekend. We out. Let's go. And we going. And we just going.
I told her
Or
last week.
like, yo, Sunday after your Sunday service, meet me at the airport. We going. We be back Thursday.
I told Martell last week
We
before
going.
the snow came. I said, "Yo, let's go now." I said, "We need to go now."
Just go.
No.
Exactly. Just go.
Call out sick. She always talking about she got sick days. I said, "Call out sick."
Go on and right
What you
because they
think of?
ain't sick days if you don't use them.
I'm sick of this weather.
Right. I'm sick of this weather. I'm out.
I said, "Let's go." She refused to go. I said, "All right. Next time they say something about a snowstorm, I'm out of here. I'm out of here, and I will be doing Zoom preaching because I cannot take this snow." Pitchers and catchers are starting soon.
Pitchers and catchers are starting soon. The preseason schedule starts actually for the New York Yankees on February 20th. So Friday, February 20th will be the first game of spring training. There's a little bit of controversy with the World Baseball Classic. Puerto Rico looks like they may drop out.
Really?
They can't. Francisco Lindor, New York Mets shortstop, because he had an injury last year with the World Baseball Classic, they can't get insured.
Ooh.
And it's becoming an issue for foreign players to be able to get insurance to be able to play in the World Baseball Classic. So there are some major league teams that because they can't get the insurance, they're telling their players, you can't play in the WBC because you got this contract. If we can't insure your contract against you playing in the WBC, we're going to need you here reporting for pitches and catches. You ain't got time to play in the WBC because we're the ones paying you. That's an exhibition tournament. We pay your bills. That's where they are. And ultimately, this is the situation that they're dealing with in terms of the WBC, and the head of Puerto Rico baseball was like, because Puerto Rico seems to be the one that's having the biggest problem, and Puerto Rico, and everybody knows, the Latin American countries, they dominate in terms of star players for the most part. Japan and Puerto Rico dominate, but the Japanese players have not had an issue because Japan got money for days, so their insurance companies, I'm sure, having will insure it. It's not a big deal.
Have we won a baseball classic yet, America?
Yes, America won the World Baseball Classic. Let me tell you.
Was it the last one?
I don't think it was the last one. No, I don't think they won the last one. World BBC World Baseball Classic
2023. 2023.
Yep. Dominican Republic won in 2016.
2020. No.
I'm sorry, 2013. United States won in 2017.
2017.
2023 tournament, Japan beat the U.S. 3-2.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani was the MVP. Right. So
Unfair.
2023 was Shohei Ohtani in Japan.
He's striking
beat the
people out
US.
and getting home runs.
So there have been 5 World Baseball Classics. This will be the 6th. Japan has won 3 times. 2006, where they beat Cuba. 2009, where they beat Korea. Dominican Republic beat Puerto Rico in 2013. The U.S. beat Puerto Rico in 2017. and then Japan beat the U.S. in 2023.
And now we are at.
And now we are at the 2026 World Baseball Classic. And like I said, Puerto Rico's having some issues. But
So it is, so 2020 was canceled, I guess, due to COVID, right?
yeah, 2020 was canceled. That is correct. Due to the whole COVID pandemic that was going on. Because remember, it hit in, remember we got shut down here right in February when everything was getting ready to start. And they were like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
And most of the Major League season got reduced greatly that year as well. So that's where we are. Another great show tonight. We appreciate you all. There may be a pop-up show on Thursday, depending upon how the trade deadline goes. So y'all be say our name and we will appear. I believe in the Church Guy Sports Show.
Yo,
But we may have, depending upon what happens now that the dominoes have started to fall in the NBA. And not for nothing, if you remember, we've done it the last 2 years as well. We've done a trade deadline show.
yes,
So
yeah.
depending upon how things after 3 p.m., so probably sometime around 6 or 7 Thursday night, if you see a post from me on our page, you know we'll be popping on. So look on your Facebook around 3:30 when I'll have a grasp of all of the deals that get made, and Shams will be finished telling us what's going on. The trade deadline is over at 3:00. Once those deals are made,
I don't think we make any moves.
I don't think the Knicks make any deals either. But I do feel like there is a blockbuster brewing. Not for us,
Giannis
but
is
I
out.
do feel like there's a blockbuster brewing somewhere.
Giannis is out of Milwaukee. I would be surprised if Giannis does not move.
Yeah, Justin, we just finished talking WrestleMania. And we talked the trades that have already started. So Justin, join us. Be on the lookout Thursday afternoon around 3:30. I'll be at work, but I'll grab my phone and teeter into the corner so I can let y'all know what time we'll be coming on Thursday night to discuss whatever happens in the next day and a half.
I would be surprised if Giannis doesn't move. And if Giannis, let me say this to y'all. Y'all hear me out. Hear me clearly. If Giannis does not move by the trade deadline, the Knicks will get him. The Knicks will get him. And we
Next
will
season,
get him. And we will get him for a much lower asking price. We will get him for a much lower asking price. As a matter of fact, we may not have to give up Cat for Giannis. We might have to give up some of them young boys that's playing out their mind right now when they do get a chance to play. Because at the point that
You only know about the Bulls and Celtics. Okay, Justin, hold on to your hat. James Harden is on his way to Cleveland for Darius Garland. That happened today as well.
Yeah.
The Clippers are trading, have traded, it's done. The Clippers have traded James Harden to the Cleveland Cavaliers. So it's already popping off. It's already popping off in the NBA. And I agree. I also agree. If somehow Giannis finishes the season in Milwaukee, he will be a New York Knicks next season.
He would definitely be a Knick next season for a low asking price. For a low asking price. I don't think, well, and it also depends on what the Knicks do this season, too. Because if the Knicks take it, we'll be like, y'all keep Giannis because he's not going to play 50 games.
But that's also going to be what drives the price further down. Knicks
Yeah.
win a championship this year. They're going to look at Milwaukee like, what do we need you for again?
Yeah,
He wants to come here. So y'all going to make him mad if you don't trade him here.
exactly. Exactly. He going to fake an injury because next year is the last year of his contract. He going to fake an injury and not play.
Yes, sir. James Harden to Cleveland for Garland. That's correct.
Ain't enough basketballs over there.
No, not at all. Because both he and Spider are ball dominant. That's not going to work.
It's not going to work. And
Not going to work.
Yes.
Oh, and Boston traded Well, yeah, well, you got that. Bulls and Celtics. There have been some other. Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr. has been traded by Memphis to the Utah Jazz. So it's already popping off, Justin.
Yeah.
But keep an eye on our page. In fact, I will. Certainly y'all I tag when I put out the promo post. So I will tag you on Thursday after the trade deadline ends to let you know what time we'll be on for our pop-up show Thursday night for the close of the NBA trade deadline and what it means going forward as we prepare for the second half of the NBA season. But that being said, another wonderful Tuesday night. Knicks win their 7th in a row tonight. Now the real test begins tomorrow, Denver, Friday, Detroit, Sunday, Boston. The next 3 games. Can the Knicks push it to 10 in a row over the next against 3 very formidable teams? They can.
If Cat comes to play. Cat.
Oh, Cat's the X factor. Absolutely.
The X factor for these 3 games. If Cat is right, we are going on a 10-game win streak. Let me say this. Trade deadline is Thursday. If Cat does not get moved, we are definitely going on a 10-game win streak.
Jalen Brunson was a defensive player of the game today for the Knicks.
I saw that. I can't.
Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. I saw that.
Jalen Brunson was the defensive player of the game. But honestly, since this win streak, he's been leading by example. His scoring hasn't been there, but he's been a tenacious on-ball defender. He drew 3 charges tonight to the point where even Cloud was like, all right, like, stop. I don't need you getting hurt. Cloud was like, okay, that's foolish. Stop. Don't do that no more.
Listen, guys, everybody, I want you guys to make sure that you are eating healthy because I don't want any of you to look like Eric Snow.
On that note, Thursday afternoon, be on the lookout. As always, it's orange and blue skies.
Eric Snow looked like a snow cone.
Eric Snow might be on the snow.
Whoa, wait a minute.
I don't know, but anyway.
You can't suspend him now.
Nope, too late. He ain't a player no more.
They out here doing Percocet, though.
I don't know. Listen, we didn't even get into the Paul George thing. Yo, the jokes that was made about him this week. My man said first he was playoff P, then he was podcast P.
He's Percocet.
Now they say he prescription drug P.
No.
Yes.
No. It's a 25-game suspension, man. Like,
yeah, that's huge.
That's huge. That does damage to Philly.
Yeah.
That does damage to Philly, man.
Yeah, and their playoff hopes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's gonna miss the balance of the season. He's gonna come back with maybe 10, 12 games left. Wait, no, Philly's at 50. So he's going to come back with 7 games left. And who knows? They could already be out of it at that point.
No need to come
because,
back.
Again, I keep saying it. Joel Embiid, I don't see him holding up. But we're not even going to talk about it no more. Y'all have a great night, everyone. We'll see you Thursday evening. We'll let you know Thursday afternoon what time we're on.
Say his name. He appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Believe in Joe Hendry. Have a good night, everybody.
The church guys. We're live on a podcast. A church guy sports show. Welcome to the show where the faith meets the court. Church guys repping hard, yeah, we live for the sport. From the pulpit to the bleachers, the word we endorse. Dropping dimes, preaching truth, keeping God as the source. We breaking down the play, stats, facts, and the story. Sunday to game day, shining shot, but we never lose sight of the faith that we got is fellowship, fire, passion in the zone. Church Guys Sports Show, yeah, you know we at home. Turn the volume up loud, let the good vibes flow. This is more than just a game, it's the way that we grow. The Church Guys. We're live on the podcast. A Church Guys Sports Show. The Church Guys. We're live on the podcast. A Church Guys Sports Show. From the locker room talk to the pews on a Sunday, we call the plays right, kingdom business on Monday. Faith on the field, spirit driving the grind. Every headline we drop got the word intertwined. We reppin' every team, but the banner is Christ. Breaking huddles with the desperate, yeah, we living it right. From the Knicks to the league, every stat, every score, we gon' praise, analyze, then we give God more. So tune in, lock in, let the truth be shown. Church Guys Sports Show, man, the vibe's full grown. It's the faith in the game and a powerful blend. From the tip off to the buzzer, we gon' ride to the end. The Church Guys.